Let's take a moment together, just to slow down and breathe. Life moves quickly, and sometimes it can feel like we barely have time to care for ourselves in the way we truly need. Maybe you have noticed that the person in the mirror looks a little more tired than you remember. Maybe the glow that used to come so easily now feels hidden beneath years of stress, sun, or simply time. And if that feels familiar, I want you to know this: there is still so much beauty in you. It is not gone. It is not lost. It is simply waiting to be brought forward again with the right kind of care. Over the past 10 years, through all of life's seasons, one quiet ritual has stayed with me. Every evening without fail, I come back to it. It is not fancy or expensive, but it has been one of the most powerful acts of healing and self-respect in my daily life. That ritual is castor oil. And today, I want to share with you why it matters, how I use it, and why, after all this time, I still believe it is one of the most valuable gifts you can offer your skin, especially as we grow older. 1. The truth about aging skin. Our skin tells the story of our lives. Every year, every season, every emotion we've carried, somehow it finds its way to the surface. After the age of 50, those changes become more noticeable. Maybe the skin feels thinner than it once did. Maybe it's drier, more fragile, or takes longer to recover after a long day or a sleepless night. These changes can feel frustrating, especially when we still feel vibrant on the inside. But here is something that is often forgotten. Mature skin is not damaged skin. It is not broken or less than. It is simply skin that has lived longer. Skin that has been through more. And that kind of skin deserves a different kind of care. More thoughtful, more consistent, and far more gentle. So many products on the market are designed for quick fixes or surface level results. But at this stage of life, what most of us truly want is not just younger looking skin. We want skin that feels healthy, balanced, and alive. We want to look in the mirror and recognize ourselves again. Not some version the world tells us we should be, but the version that feels honest and well cared for. The good news is this: with the right approach, skin at any age can thrive. It does not matter if you are 50 or 70 or even 90. The body is always ready to respond to care. You are never too old, and it is never too late. The key is learning how to listen to what your skin needs now and building a routine that respects what it has been through. 2. Why castor oil still matters. Castor oil is not new. It is not a trendy serum that suddenly appeared on social media last month. It is not something invented in a lab or promoted with flashy celebrity marketing. In fact, its roots go far deeper than that, into centuries of traditional medicine, ancient healing rituals, and everyday homes where wisdom was passed from one generation to the next. In India, in parts of Africa, in Jamaica, and in households across the world, castor oil has long been a symbol of healing, strength, and nourishment. So what makes it special? Why does this one humble oil continue to earn its place in skincare routines, especially as we age? To begin with, castor oil is incredibly rich in ricinoleic acid, a rare fatty acid with natural anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. That means it does more than just sit on the surface of the skin. It penetrates deeply. It helps reduce redness, calm irritation, and support the skin's natural healing process. That makes it especially valuable for mature skin, which can become more reactive and prone to dryness, flaking, or sensitivity as the years go on. In addition to its anti-inflammatory benefits, castor oil is packed with vitamin E and powerful antioxidants that help fight against environmental stress. Things like pollution, sun damage, and toxins that accumulate over time and leave our skin looking tired or uneven. These antioxidants do not erase the years. They do something more important. They support the skin's ability to protect and renew itself. Over time, That kind of support creates a real, visible difference. But here's where castor oil becomes truly unique. It is what I call an intuitive oil. It adapts. It works gently, consistently, and without the harsh side effects many synthetic products can cause. When used properly, it does not clog pores. It does not strip the skin. Instead, it seals in moisture, restores softness, and brings out the natural texture and glow that is often hidden beneath layers of damage or neglect. And here is something else you should know. Not all castor oils are the same. This is important. The quality of your oil makes all the difference. Many bottles you see on store shelves are diluted. They contain additives like grapeseed oil or peanut oil that are not always listed on the label. These fillers make the oil cheaper to produce, but they also make it far less effective. And in some cases, they can even irritate sensitive skin. When choosing castor oil, here are 3 things you absolutely need to look for. First, it should be cold pressed. That means the oil is extracted without heat, preserving all of its nutrients. Second, it must be hexane-free. Hexane is a chemical solvent often used in cheaper extraction processes, and it has no place in a product you're putting on your skin every night. And third, it should be pure and organic, ideally sourced from regions that have a history of using castor oil medicinally, places like India, Jamaica, or certain parts of Africa. There are also 2 types of castor oil you'll come across, clear and black. Both are valuable, but they serve slightly different purposes. Clear castor oil is unroasted and lighter. It is excellent for delicate areas like around the eyes, on the lashes, and over the brows. Black castor oil, on the other hand, is roasted before pressing. This gives it a darker color, a smoky scent, and a thicker consistency. The roasting process enhances its healing properties, making it deeply effective for dry patches, thinning hairlines, joint massage, and especially tired, stressed skin. Now, you might be wondering about the scent. Yes, black castor oil has a strong smell, something between burnt wood and earth. Some people say it reminds them of a campfire. Others say it smells like strength. That scent is a signal that the oil has been traditionally roasted, not chemically processed. And over time, many people come to love it, not just for what it does, but for what it represents. A return to something pure, a return to care. Castor oil is not flashy. It will not change your skin overnight, but it will change it over time. That's the kind of result that matters most, because the skin you have today did not arrive in a day. It arrived after years of weather, emotion, stress, joy, movement, and stillness. It deserves something that honors that journey, not by hiding it, but by caring for it with steady, loving attention. So yes, castor oil still matters, perhaps now more than ever. As our skin grows older, so should our rituals. They should become wiser, simpler, more powerful in their intention. And there is something deeply comforting in knowing that something as old and humble as castor oil still has a place in the future of our well-being. 3. The nightly ritual. There is something powerful about the evening hours. When the world grows quiet and the day finally begins to slow down, it becomes a moment to return to ourselves. And in those moments, tucked between stillness and rest, there is an opportunity for healing, not just physical but emotional. And that is where this ritual begins. This is not about perfection. You do not need a fancy setup. You do not need a drawer full of products. All you need is a little time, clean hands, and a bottle of castor oil. Let's walk through this together, step by step. Start by making sure your skin is clean, not stripped, just clean. Use a gentle cleanser. Something non-foaming and fragrance-free works best. Think of this not as washing the day away, but as preparing the skin to receive something nourishing. Once your face is clean and lightly patted dry, take your castor oil. If you are using black castor oil, remember it will be thicker and darker and it may feel heavier, but that's part of its magic. If you are using clear castor oil, it will be lighter and slightly more suitable for very sensitive skin or for daytime use. For this ritual, either one can be used depending on your skin's needs. Pour out just 1 to 2 drops into the palm of your hand. Rub your hands together gently to warm it. Then, begin by pressing it under your eyes, gently, with your ring fingers. Do not rub, do not pull. Just press it in slowly, moving from the outer corners toward the nose, then lightly over the lids. This area, especially as we age, becomes thinner and more delicate, and the oil acts like a soft shield, helping to seal in moisture, calm puffiness, and smooth out the texture over time. Next, use a small, clean spoolie brush or your fingertip to apply a tiny bit of clear castor oil onto your eyelashes and eyebrows. Over time, this can help strengthen the follicles, improve hair thickness, and restore volume. Many people have told stories of their brows slowly filling in after years of thinning. It takes patience, but it is worth it. If you experience hair thinning near the temples or along the hairline, something many people notice in their 50s and beyond, you can take a few more drops of castor oil, rub it between your fingertips, and gently massage it into those areas. Use circular motions, not too rough, just enough to stimulate blood flow and allow the oil to sink into the scalp. If you prefer to do this in the morning, that's okay too. Just give it enough time to absorb, or wear a soft head wrap if you're heading to bed with it in place. Then, move to your hands and nails. One of the most overlooked parts of the body when it comes to aging is the hands. The skin here thins, loses elasticity, and shows dryness quickly. Take a drop or 2 of castor oil and rub it into your cuticles, nail beds, and knuckles. You might be surprised how soft and supple they feel in the morning. Another beautiful part of this ritual is applying a drop to the belly button, especially before bed. In traditional Ayurvedic practice, the navel is considered a center of connection for the entire body. Applying castor oil there may support gut health and reduce inflammation. Whether or not you follow the science behind it, the act itself is grounding, centering, and deeply soothing. And lastly, when your skin feels especially dry or your spirit feels tired, use castor oil as a full face overnight mask. Massage it gently across your cheeks, jawline, forehead, and neck. Let it sit overnight. In the morning, your skin may feel more calm, more balanced, and visibly softer. Now, it's important to know that this does not need to be done every single night in full. The goal here is not pressure, it's presence. Even if you only have 5 minutes, choose one part of the ritual. Focus on your eyes one night, your hands another, the belly button the next. The key is consistency, not complexity. Over time, what you may start to notice is not just a change in your skin, but a shift in how you feel. These quiet acts of self-care begin to add up. They become a way to reconnect with yourself after a long day. A way to say, without words, you are still worth caring for. And the beautiful thing is, this ritual meets you where you are. Whether you are 60 or 75 or 90 years old, it makes no difference. Your skin still responds to love. Your body still remembers how to heal. And this small nightly habit is just one gentle reminder of that truth. 4. The transformation. When people think of skincare, they often think only of the surface. They think of wrinkles, of spots, of sagging. But real transformation, true lasting change, goes deeper than the surface. It begins with consistency, yes, but it also begins with presence. With slowing down enough to actually see yourself again. Over the years, There were moments when the reflection in the mirror felt unfamiliar. The skin looked tired. The face seemed a little heavier, softer, less alive somehow. And it was not just about appearance. It was a reflection of how life had felt during those chapters. Stress, grief, change, transition. All of that has a way of leaving its mark on the body. And the skin, being the largest organ, carries it in plain sight. One photo taken during a particularly difficult year comes to mind. There was no makeup, no lighting tricks, just truth. The skin looked dull, the eyes looked small, and there was a heaviness in the expression that even a smile could not cover. It was not about looking older, it was about looking dimmed. Like the light inside had faded. But something shifted. Instead of searching for a quick fix or covering up the signs, a quiet decision was made to care for the skin in a new way. Gently, honestly, without pressure, without shame. That is when castor oil became part of a larger rhythm, a nightly act of love, of steadiness, of repair. And it was not immediate. It did not happen in a week. But over time, the skin began to change. It became more supple, more even. The under eye area looked softer, less puffy. Small dry patches that never seemed to go away started fading. And slowly, a glow returned. Not the glow of youth, but the glow of vitality. Of skin that was being nurtured, not punished. Of a body that felt seen again. One day, a second photo was taken. Again, no makeup, just natural light. And the difference was clear. The cheeks looked fuller. The eyes looked brighter. And perhaps most importantly, the expression had changed. It looked more peaceful, more grounded, more alive. Of course, castor oil was not the only reason. Antioxidant-rich products, facial yoga, proper hydration, and masking also played a role. But the oil was the constant, the anchor, the one thing that never stopped showing up. And when something is used with love, with patience, and with intention, it begins to work in ways that science alone cannot explain. For many people, the idea of transformation is tied to looking younger. But there is a different kind of transformation, one that happens when you stop trying to look like someone else or like a younger version of yourself, and instead start trying to feel whole in the skin you're in. That kind of change is deeper, more honest, more lasting. So here is what this part of the journey taught. The skin is not something to battle. It is something to care for, to protect, to listen to. And in doing so, it becomes something you can feel proud of again, not because it looks perfect, but because it reflects the way you've learned to honor yourself. There is something deeply healing about reclaiming your reflection, not from society, not from age, but from your own disconnection. To look in the mirror and recognize the face staring back at you, not because it has no wrinkles, but because it carries the story of someone who has finally decided to treat themselves with tenderness. So if you are in that space now, if you are feeling disconnected from your skin or tired of trying things that never seem to work, maybe this is the moment to shift your approach. Maybe the transformation begins not with the product, but with a promise to care, to stay consistent, to give yourself time, and to let the changes come slowly, quietly, as they often do when love is involved. And yes, your skin will thank you. But more importantly, you will begin to feel different, more settled, more radiant, more like the person you always hoped would return. 5. It's never too late to begin. It is easy to believe that certain things have passed us by. That if we did not start sooner, or if we had not taken better care of ourselves years ago, the chance is gone. But that is simply not true. It is never too late to begin again, especially when it comes to caring for your skin, your health, and your sense of self. One of the most common things people say when starting this journey is, "I wish I had done this earlier." But here is the truth. What matters is not when you started. What matters is that you're choosing to start now, today, with what you have, right where you are. And here's something most people do not realize until they've seen it for themselves. Mature skin responds beautifully to care. In fact, sometimes even better than younger skin because the changes are more visible, more profound. When you nourish it, protect it, and give it what it needs, it shows. Not just in how it looks, but in how it feels to live in. You might be in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. That does not mean your best skin is behind you. It means your skin has been through life. It has carried you through storms and celebrations. It has stretched and scarred and healed. And it still has the capacity to regenerate, to respond, to glow. Maybe not the glow of 25, but the glow of someone who is deeply at peace with themselves. That kind of glow is priceless. And starting does not have to be complicated. Begin with one small ritual, just one. Maybe tonight, apply a single drop of castor oil under your eyes before bed. Feel the warmth of your fingertips as you press it in. Notice the quiet moment you've created for yourself, one where nothing else is expected of you except to be kind. That alone can begin to change everything. The more consistent you become, the more you'll notice shifts, not only in your skin, but in your spirit. These small acts of self-care can reconnect you to the part of yourself that still wants to be nurtured, still wants to thrive, still wants to feel radiant. And if you're someone who has spent years putting others first, children, partners, parents, careers, then maybe this moment is your invitation to turn some of that care inward, not out of vanity, but out of value, because you are valuable, because how you feel in your skin matters, because you still deserve to be cared for. So whether it's applying castor oil to your eyes, massaging your hands at night, or simply taking 5 quiet minutes to check in with your body, know this: the benefits will come slowly, gently, but surely. And when they do, you will begin to see that the best skincare routine is not about perfection. It is about presence. Let others chase trends. Let them look for fast results and filters. What you're building is deeper. It's sustainable. It's something you can carry with you, not just for months, but for years to come. And here's the most important part. This ritual, this change, this glow, it belongs to you, not to a product, not to a brand, not to an expert. It is yours because you chose it. You stayed with it. You showed up for yourself when it mattered. And the beautiful thing about beginning again later in life is this: you now have the wisdom to know what really matters. You've seen enough to understand the difference between surface beauty and soulful beauty. And when you combine that wisdom with care, well, that is when true transformation begins. A gentle call to care. If no one has told you this lately, let me say it now. You are still beautiful. You are still worthy of being cared for. And the way you treat yourself matters, not just to your skin, but to your whole being. This journey is not about reversing time. It is about honoring where you are right now and making peace with the person who's lived through so much and is still standing, still showing up, still growing. Castor oil is just one tool, a powerful one, yes, but still just a part of something larger. What truly creates change is the intention behind it, the care, the decision to show up for yourself, even in the smallest ways. So if you take anything from this video, let it be this: it is never too late to reconnect with your skin, your body, and your confidence. Whether you are starting tonight or starting again after years of trying, you are not behind. You are right on time. If you feel called to try castor oil, I always recommend finding one that is pure, cold pressed, and free of additives. There are good options out there, and we also offer a high quality oil that has been a part of my own nightly ritual for years. You can find it on our website, but most importantly, use what feels right for you. And if you are not sure where to begin, start small. Try a drop under your eyes tonight, or massage your hands before sleep. Give your skin just 5 minutes of kindness and then see how it responds. And please share your story. In the comments, I would love to know, what is one ritual that helps you feel cared for? What's something that helps you reconnect with yourself? When we share, we remind each other that we are not alone, that growing older is not something to hide or fear. It is something to move through with grace, with softness, and with strength. Thank you for spending this time with me, for listening, for opening your heart, and for allowing yourself to be seen. You deserve this care. You deserve this peace. And I hope, wherever you are in your journey, you feel a little more inspired to treat your skin and yourself with the love you've always deserved. Until next time, take care and keep uncovering your true confidence.